Hi folks, we are back at the World Cup, so we are going to continue with our coverage of China Ice against Norway in the semi-finals. And one game has been played now. China won the first one. Hero with Greyjoy Winter beat Leo with Knights of Alliance. And next is the Lenny Mirror. It's going to be played by Bing, who's been quite successful in this tournament. Has two hidden games as well. He played the Champions match twice. Lost one and won the other one, the really important one he did win. He's going to play it against Johannes, and it's Knights of the Realm against Sea of Blood. Now, if the game has started, we'll jump into it. Otherwise, we'll check the decks. And hopefully the game does actually start. Otherwise, this might be awkward. So, this is the interesting Knights of the Realm deck that I labeled as an incoherent mess before the tournament started, but turns out it's actually pretty good. It has attachments that specifically go on Gregor Clegane and almost no one else, not even theoretically. And the characters are all knights, so you just keep drawing 3. There's some econ plots, there's draw plots, so even more cards you get, right, than the 3 per round exchange and the nice spread of attachments and events, so that you have a chance of getting 3 or 4 cards. And there's a little shadow sub team here, so plays tunnels 3 times, and if the board is swarmed a little bit, then the global plus strength, even if it's just +1, but usually it's a bit more, is quite big. And yeah, so put to the sword you need to be careful about, of course. There's also off to Galtown, some surprise power icons have been granted to Gregor in the games we've watched, and Noble Lineage as well, so if he gets all the attachments, he's quite tricky to deal with. Bowels for additional draws here as well. I mean, Bowels really only needs 1 card, right? It needs tunnels, and then it all just works, because tunnels can jump in and out a bit whenever there's spare gold. So that's pretty decent as well. What's it up against? So this is the Norwegian Sea of Blood deck. Yeah, not Clansmen, although there are a few. There is quite a few, but has a mix of aggro tools. So as you can see, it jumps with Never Bet and Hear Me Roar. Never Bet needs the faction card, so we see that here in Sea of Blood, and we see it sometimes in Manifest God. So you need to kind of decide what you're doing each round with the faction card. And events, yeah, searchable trial by combat. We see Core Cersei is here, so that could be really big, and Castamir as well to work with Cersei, so can kill on the intrigue challenges. Treacheries can be found, and this adding intrigue icons into the military challenge to win when it looks like you might be losing and stuff like that. Doesn't kneel the character either, so it's quite useful. And plays 2 city besiege plots, so not at the gates opening. So first one will kneel 1 location, but then it kneels 2. And it's just 2 claimers, and of course first now and Matkins command to reduce the board, and that's where you need to be killing stuff usually. So 1 copy of Gregor here as well, but also plays of course Tyrion, Tywin and Cersei. Yeah, so I don't know, Lannister's on twice as well, so deck that kills a lot against a deck that has 2 copies of Put to the Sword, so some snowball potential in this match, I think. And we are just in time for it to start. Perfect. By the way, being in the games we watched, and we watched quite a few, does tend to start slower than the opponent and then come back in the late game. One exception was the game he played against Alyosha, where it was Martel Wars, triggering some late game, Duran's game, I think, to win. But other than that, it's really good in the late game, so Johannes' plan will be not to let that happen, to keep the board small by just killing stuff. It doesn't actually start with a military icon or any icon, so that's slightly dodgy. And on the other side, yeah.
Some knights available for Lannister, Sea of Blood. I think you have Jaime and you have Daven, probably Braun. So if they get some of them in and manage to aggro a little bit, you can even get to the point where you're drawing one card
Yeah, if you
with some luck.
kill everything and then you have a knight, opponent might not recover, that's true. But Bing's deck is all knights, so you really need to be killing them. Yeah, but Light Summer Fist revealed, so stuff's coming in here. By the way, it also plays 2 exchange of information, so it's really tough to get it to a small number of cards in hand. But yeah, I mean, drawing that noble lineage and whatever lay waste when you've killed the board is not that useful, so there's that. Might be Treachery in hand. But not used. And here's Gregor from round 1. Don't want him killed though, because there's no resurrection in this deck. And you have to play around Marched as well. But at the moment, Len is not really threatening. Well, on one hand, it's not really threatening a big military challenge that kills stuff. But as we said, right, there's killing on the intrigue. So if you manage to win by 5, trial by combat works anytime. But if you manage to win by 5 and trigger trial by combat, no gold at the moment to reduce, or no blood tokens, I mean. So, but in theory, and Castamere, that's a bit of claim, but a dupe and Braun here, so I don't think there's much danger at the moment for Bing. Just gonna put Gregor in, even if Johannes, yeah, could play them. My mind is my weapon to actually win, but he's not winning by 5 against Gregor, I don't think. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Lots of resources spent just to win on the attack though. And dupe's gonna be taken, right? Yeah. Now, what's Adam's ability going to be doing? Takes him back to hand. He's over reserve, so what's the situation here with the limits? Per phase, okay. So he will react in taxation, presumably, to take a card that's discarded for reserve back to hand. Oh, actually, that's the second ability. Second is limit twice per round. So that's the first one triggered now. So I don't think it will be triggered on the intrigue challenge. Unless he really wants that, Jamie. He doesn't, okay. Do you attack back on Late Summer Fist turn? I guess you do. Or do you? No, okay. I think that's sensible. And now I think Adam reacts, right? No, he doesn't. He spent his ability already. Doesn't take Darwin back. We go first now to get rid of Braun into the gate, so this is the one of the 2 rounds where Bing needs to survive, I think, because if Gregor gets killed, it's trouble. Cersei would be awkward. Oof. What's the card in shadows, I wonder? It could be a character, but it's also very possible that it's a non-character. So it's not necessarily going to help. I think Johannes might have a treachery because there was a delay last time on the econ. Dope's quite important, of course we knew it was in hand. But also if he has to spend the treachery, then the trial by combat is no longer playable. I think that's now the one big threat here. Well, ooh, it's not a character coming in, so Great Hall was just a bluff. Okay, Red Keep, I mean, gets assaulted anyway, but not on the Intrigue challenge. If you want to do Intrigue into Castamere first, and then it might cancel Castamere, but again, that treachery potential. And 3 gold left. At the moment, it's not looking good for Bing, because even if he survives whatever's coming, he's still getting marched, right? If this is trial by combat into Castamere, it's gonna be really, really tough to recover. Yeah, he needed that. Now does he get to search? He does. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't actually. It's yeah, canceling the right thing, not canceling Adam. Yeah, you don't want another character coming in, that's the thing. But if there was only one treachery, there's two in the deck. Now the Red Keep might stop Castamere, but anyway, he has off to Galtown. Yeah, of course. And that's gonna stop the win by 5. We know he always gets the exact cards he needs. That's a team, but you know he is 6 ahead in the draw. 42 left in the deck. Johannes has 48. That's why I play the Knight's agenda. So okay. Ooh. And after all of that, he. Oof. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Quite generous of you, Johannes, to allow that. He was obviously trying to defend, otherwise the whole sequence would make absolutely no sense. So it is a win by 4. Uh, but tribal combat could still happen, and that's still to claim. Most of the damage prevented still with Boros and that dub, but he was still getting marched, I think. Just to establish what exactly is happening here. I mean, did he want to oppose with Adam or not? Because if he did, then Castamir is not triggering. Yeah. Although red keeps available to cancel it anyway at the moment, from what we can see. And tribal combat is not played, so doesn't look like he has it. That was a dodgy moment there for Bing, because if tribal combat was played here, his board is reduced exactly in the kind of way that he can't allow himself to happen here, but he survives. What's going on? Well, games being played. Oh, on the challenge, yeah. Does he bring in? No, he doesn't bring in Moon Brothers. Yeah, I missed that, I think, because now he needs an extra body to defend against Gregor. I'm experiencing a little bit of cringe, I have to confess. Yeah, okay. That's it's not super consequential here. It's just claim soak that's inevitably going to be there for Gregor now. Well, it's super important. I mean, if he didn't have a Burnman or something, that he was allowed to do this. But oh, actually, he's going to do military and force a defender. But since it is only 3, and you have Adam's ability always taking that dub back, I think maybe you let this one go, right? Gregor does back and hopes he flukes something. No, hopes to fluke on defense. Okay. Oof. Okay. Treachery. Nope. Yeah, that's rough.
Did Gregor just hit
Hit the Halfman
half
sword.
sword? Ah, that's
It's rough for sure. Can't even assault that red keep now. to keep your Castamere threat alive. I mean, he has has City Besiege, so that needs red keep, and then he has one more chance, I think, on the Mad King's Command, where it's 3-on-3 to really kill off part of the board. And if that doesn't work, then the knights will grow. 4 cards in hand, the card disadvantage goes into, yeah, draw 3 in the plot phase plus exchange, so it's kind of fake card disadvantage, although he does need to hold 1 exchange back for after Mad King's Command, I think. There's the first city besieged. Yeah. Intrigue's weak at the moment, so could still try to get Castamere trigger. I mean, if you could do trial by combat and Castamere, that's 4 claim if Ceres is attacking. Somehow I also think that claim soak will now come in massively here for Bing. Keeps the threat with that 2 gold. It's a fun card, Mountains Man. It's been out a long time now, and I've played it, and it's really great. I mean, you just pillage something, and you can kneel something in play. If you pillage something big, you can kneel almost anything. If you pillage something small, there's almost always going to be something. But yeah, it doesn't give pillage, so it goes on the pillage Lanny characters, and that deck, I mean, there's Gregor here. Pillage timing decks don't really work, and all the other pillage bodies, right? The Chiswicks and Polivers and whatever else. That's not it's not the best, but the attachment itself, and it's non-unique. You just put them in, and one good pillage trigger, and just mess nil. So it's kind of fun. But yeah, the deck is not. It's a support card for a deck that's not strong. As a support card, though, it's really good. Bronze back makes it really, really difficult to kill everything here. Don't need to kill everything, you just need to kill enough to get a good marched. But it's rough. Should be possible to win Intrigue by 5, I think, by stealthing Braun, but again there's a mystery card in Shadows. I assume Sir Robert Strong is in the deck, and if he kills Cersei or Tyrion, there's no game left, I think. Just have to do it and see what happens. Slightly tricky to use Bronn as well, because if you try to save Gregor and then there's treachery, he dies, so it's not something to play around with too much against Lenny, who has treachery in the deck. It is Robert Strong. Now, do we have treachery here? I think you kill Cersei because that lowers the claim. Although actually it's claim 3, of course. Yeah, because it's a 2-claim plot. Oof. That's a big treachery. So the threat remains. Kill 3. That's Dupe, Boros and Bronn or whatever. But the plus side is that I don't think Sea of Blood can push military through afterwards, so you can't really combine it with 3-claim military. Not even close. And Adam's Dupe is taken and you can go right back, right? Yeah, limit on this one per phase and 2 per round. Doesn't defend. Does that mean Boros won't be claimed? Did he draw into trial by combat now? Didn't have it last time. Because that's 6-claim, that's different. No, okay. And I think you can take 1 back here. Take Styrian back and 1 back when the dupe is taken also. Adam doing really good work in this deck. He's also can he just react to? He can react on a single discard of 2 cards individually, because it reacts to the cards entering the discard pile. But that spends his twice per round. So I can't take the dupe back now. Both treachery is gone, right? Yeah, so he can use Bronn if he wants to. But he doesn't. He kills Bronn and Robert Strong here. Imagine it's not that easy playing with those disconnections and clicking on stuff, and then you, of course, when you see the game state doesn't change when you click on something and you click again, and that all double happens when you reconnect and stuff like that. It creates a bit of a mess. So I hope he doesn't do stuff he doesn't that's not intended here. Now this will be defended, I think. Just a question how worried you are. He does not defend, so that's 3-claim, 2-claim military. Oof, I think that was supposed to be defended as well here. Yeah. That's rough. So Dragon's getting marched. Pretty sure that was not intended. Well, not much to be done now. Gregor can do a challenge back and hope to hit so that it turns into 2 claim. I mean, there's a spread of costs here, so has quite a decent chance to hit actually. Also makes it slightly more costly to march if it's just 2 characters left. Pillages a Rose Road, no luck. Johannes still playing without any econ. Yeah, now this is only going to draw 2. Castamir threats back, but threat keep. And no assault this time, so. And no military icon, honestly. After that last round, looked like might have won him the game, but not so much against an econ plot and a chance to get stuff into play, including a military icon. Johannes hasn't really got the best situation out of all of that. And we know some cards because, well, we know all of the cards, right? That were, apart from those that were drawn, because Adam triggered. So he took, what, Jamie and not Jaime, Darwin and Tyrion to hand, so those are available. It might be Tyrion going into shadows. Mm. Can't Mountains Man's last one, right? Yeah. Can't really afford to spend any other gold in Tyrion's Shadow 5. And then you need one for Red Keep, which you get with Gold Road. Although still, if there's trial by combat, you can try to defend Intrigue as well. So Tyrion coming out of shadows and getting the plus from tunnels stops the win by 5, right? Yeah. It's dangerous. I think you have to defend. You have to defend because trial by combat ruins the game. And if he wins, he gets insight as well, right? And we're back to drawing 3 because of Darwin. Puts Gates of the Moon back. Doesn't want to give Johannes any more gold, that he might not bring that out. I think because he has enough econ Mad King's commands also happening at some point. Although he does play exchange, right? So maybe if Red Keep doesn't need to be used, we're still waiting of course for ambush and stuff like that, then maybe Gates of the Moon comes back. Being surviving with getting stuff killed and marched just from what was available, still has a better board than Johannes does. Just a complete lack of military icons after Halfman's Horde got killed, so can't really deliver the final blow here. And now it's more about I think staying ahead in power because it's 8-1 and only 20 minutes left. If you defend this, it's so risky getting a military against you then, so I don't know. he might leave it and then do military with Darwin instead. Yeah. But that's 10-0 then. And guaranteed dominance, I think, unless Bing passes. Then the question is, what does he do? Oh, okay. He does nothing. He has to defend military. Well, doesn't have to. Reducer can go, but I think he will. Mm-hmm. Penadog staying, I think, now. Harry still to be played, but I think he might be staying. Yeah, I think it's just double clicking on Darwin when triggering his ability because of the lag. It's going to be 11-1. And I think we're going to have exchange next. Then Bing is going to, well, has tunnels and treacheries are gone, so he's basically going to have to be in every challenge on attack and defense for the rest of the game, and including power, and bring it back slowly and surely. It's going to need to happen quite quickly. And these connections are not helping. Does he bring gates out? He doesn't. Mad King's Command and City Besieged are both low gold plots, so doesn't necessarily want to give Johannes additional gold, but Tyrion gets it for challenges phase tricks anyway. Well, is there something that needs to be given here? The attachment, I guess. There's one intrigue icon that's stealthable, so at the moment he's still threatening the 3 claim Castamere by kneeling red keep. Not the worst thing, not is losing military battle basically here, so Dupe will help. Keeps the rest of the gold. You keep waiting for that trial by combat. Always seems to be triggerable. About 3 more characters would be useful. Or an intrigue icon. Could still kill those. Kill them all in one challenge with Trial by Combat and Castamir. Right? There might have been one convoluted way around that by putting Tyrion back in shadows and bringing him out so that he's not stealthed, but it's yeah, it would take all the gold, then you'd have to actually win on defense, which seems unlikely. So, question is, has he top decked that Trial by Combat finally? If he has, I think it's game over. If he hasn't, then reducers and one hedge knight will go, and game continues. With time dangerously close to running out. The drama. Okay, no Trial by Combat still. Here comes the Trickline military. Does he kill the one reducer that has attachments on him? Probably, right? They are free attachments that don't really belong on that character, so. Nothing useful was in hand that was discarded just now, basically. Maybe Seal. Seal on Darwin would have been pretty decent in an attempt to turn the game around. Yeah. Well, 3 characters survive with high strength, but now Painted Dogs presumably will do military. And then it can stand Tyrion, who has stealth, so that he can do power, and all of that needs to be opposed because Johannes is on 12, which really limits what Bing can do on the counter. How do I actually... Oof, okay. Was thinking maybe Painted Dogs comes back in, but Hound are going to force two characters to defend with a very realistic prospect that it's not even enough, because there could be another one of those my mind is my weapon events, right? And then there's Claim as well. I have to say this has been quite a difficult game to watch, because I think I'm pretty sure there was a military challenge with two Claim that Bing could have easily defended, and somehow due to the lag didn't select any defenders and got his board decimated, and most of the power gain has come from that. And I mean, if there was no time limit, Bing still in this, but the cap has opened up, and he's not gonna close it now, I think. This has to be the event, right? No. Just wanted to force them to defend here. Do you do anything else with the Painted Dogs? Otherwise Tyrion does power, I think. Unopposed power would turn this into 11-4. I'd consider 12-4 by using Painted Dogs, because if you're gonna Mad King's Command, you don't want it in play. I forget what the last plot is. That's not Mad King's Command. There's also the Harris still, for Bing at least. I'm not sure if Johannes also has it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we might only get one more round. Bing needs two for sure. Might also want to bring that Great Hall out again, I think. No use thinking about what happens after Mad King's Command now. We're not gonna last that long. unless he wants as big a tunnels as possible. Hmm. That's another hedge knight, but also put to the sword has to be given now. And the rose road. There's nothing with any power on it, so that put to the sword would hurt you. 8 power gap, so an incredible swing is required here, and I don't think it's gonna happen. Another Castamir. Now that's a useless card, I think, because it's the one thing red can pretty reliably cancel. I think if that military challenge didn't happen a few rounds ago, Gregor would be here. He would have quite a bit of power on him as well. And I think I have a strong suspicion that Bing would win this game. So that's gonna be quite rough. And if it's a close match between Norway and China, I can look back on this one as a missed opportunity in the Chinese team. Is there a Gregor? Won't have a seal of the hand to get 2 renown on him. There's Cyril in
What did
pain.
I miss?
In pain might kill the hound. Yeah, you missed pretty sad game.
Looks rough. Last round.
Johannes killed everything and marched Gregor, and still he's been losing on the board state ever since. But the gap is too big, and we have so many disconnections that this is the final round. So Bing will run out of time to close it. There was also one of those rounds where Castamir did happen, right, for 3 claim, and then it was followed by military that Bing could have easily defended, and didn't select any defenders, and then got 2 claim, and Gregor marched, which I am almost entirely convinced was due to lag and not selecting defenders when he wanted to. So it's basically decided the game. I think I was just saying, if Gregor was here all along with his renown, the result would be much closer, and I'm pretty sure Bing could have won this. But now it's 12-4. He can't come back, I don't think, unless there's no resistance. I mean, some unopposed plus Darwin's renown plus power claim going his way. But all of that needs a second player where there's Tyrion, Stealth, and Castamir in play, so it needs to keep red keep gold also. So yeah. Yeah, I can't do anything here. So quite an important win for Norway. sure we'll hear about it if my assessment of the situation was correct. But yeah, so that's 1-1 now, and the other 6 games still to be played. Everything falls on the weekend. There's one other game at midnight tonight, but I think that's the Catalonia USA game, so should be an interesting weekend. There's a few games that I judged were in China's favor. I think 1 or 2 in Norway's as well. And these 2 actually were that we saw today were the interesting ones. So splitting them 1-1, which leaves the whole match in an interesting state as well. So thank you all for watching, and see you next time.